What if I told you that God's grace wasn't just a get-out-of-jail-free card? Imagine if, instead of simply removing the need for His laws, grace actually made them more personal and meaningful than ever before. Picture this: grace as a guiding light, illuminating the path to a deeper, more intimate relationship with God. It's not about bypassing the rules, but about understanding their true purpose and embracing them with a heart full of love and gratitude. Grace transforms our perspective, making us see God's laws not as burdens, but as blessings that lead us closer to Him. Are you ready to explore this profound journey? Join us as we dive deep into the true essence of grace and its impact on our lives. Grace is the unmerited favor of God, and it's central to the Christian faith. But does grace exempt us from following His laws? Grace, by definition, is a gift we do not deserve. It is given freely by God, not because of our actions, but because of His love for us. This divine grace is transformative. It changes hearts and minds, leading believers to a deeper relationship with God. However, grace does not nullify the importance of God's laws. Instead, it empowers us to follow them more faithfully. Through grace, we are given the strength to live according to God's will, not out of obligation, but out of love and gratitude. Some may think so, but the Bible paints a different picture. Grace is often misunderstood as a free pass to ignore God's commandments. However, the Bible emphasizes that grace empowers us to uphold the law. In Romans 6:15, Paul asks, "Shall we sin because we are not under the law but under grace?" He answers emphatically, "By no means." Grace doesn't abolish the law, it fulfills it through love and obedience. True grace leads us to live in harmony with God's will, not apart from it. Understanding this balance is key to a faithful and fulfilling Christian life. Jesus made it clear in Matthew chapter 5, verse 18, "Until heaven and earth disappear, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of a pen, will by any means disappear from the law." Jesus emphasized the enduring nature of the law, showing that it remains relevant and vital. Grace and the law aren't enemies. They're partners in guiding us toward holiness. The law provides the structure and boundaries within which we live, while grace offers the forgiveness and strength to follow it. Jesus taught that understanding and living by the law, with the help of grace, leads us to a deeper relationship with God. By embracing both, we find a balanced path to spiritual growth and fulfillment, and a deeper connection with our faith. Grace empowers us to follow God's commands with joy, knowing our salvation rests on Christ's sacrifice. This brings peace and freedom, lifting the burden of earning salvation. We rest in Christ's finished work, securing our place in God's family. Grace enables us to live out our faith joyfully, loved and accepted by God because of Christ. Romans 6:14 says, "For sin shall no longer be your master, because you are not under the law, but under grace." Grace is not a license to sin, but a power to overcome it. It liberates us from sin's bondage, motivating righteous living out of gratitude. Grace transforms us, making us more like Christ. As believers, we live in the balance of grace and truth, knowing that through Christ, we are empowered to live righteously. This balance is not always easy to maintain, but it is essential for a fulfilling spiritual life. Grace reminds us of God's unconditional love and forgiveness, while truth calls us to live according to His commandments. By embracing both, we can navigate the complexities of life with wisdom and compassion. Let us strive to live in this balance, allowing God's grace to guide us and His truth to ground us. So, does God's grace exempt us from following His laws? No. It calls us deeper into them with a heart of love and a spirit of freedom. Grace is not a free pass to ignore the commandments, but rather an invitation to embrace them more fully. It transforms our approach, shifting from mere obligation to genuine devotion. Through grace, we find the strength to live out God's laws with joy and purpose. It's a journey of growing closer to Him, understanding His will, and living in harmony with His divine plan. Embrace grace and let it guide you to a life of true freedom and love.